Happy Pride Month, batch. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your favorite solo podcast, Unremarkable. Got another Weekends with Dad. Could be the last one. You never know. Welcome. What's going on? What's the crappin'ins? It's Pride Month. We're doing, I didn't festive it up as much as I probably could have. You know what I mean? Probably could have wore a better shirt. Probably could have had a better fit, an outfit, we'll call it today. I think I got a pretty good drink for it, though. We got the margarita back. Back in business, kid. Real ride or die, the margarita. Could have wore a better shirt. I am your little gal pal, your little host for this evening, and your drinking pal, Goose. Gonzo Gaspacho on all the profiles, guys. Do the hitting us up, the following of the pod on remarkable.pod. Hit us up. Let us know in the comments of clips and the DMs, the drink recs that you think we should be doing. I will test any poison that is delivering you the fancy. I will. And you'll get a nice little shout out on the marquee. I think that's a good deal. Good deal? I think that's a good deal. Huh? Any topics you want to hear my humble opinion on, go ahead and subscribe while you're watching the episode. Huh? Tell your friends about us. Do a comment. Leave a comment. Hey, Dad. That's it. Just say, hey, Dad, in the comments, and and a little like on the video. Costs you nothing. Really, you don't even look at that playlist, guys. Seriously? You don't even look at that playlist. Let's be real here. Okay? We work very hard on the pod. We're proud. We're proud of the pod. I'm a proud dad of the pod, and I think that maybe some reciprocation, God damn it, will make me turn this house upside down on you, kid. Okay? We work very hard, and we love doing it. It's not that I feel like you're unappreciative. It's just maybe I want to hello, Maybe text Dad, huh? Hey, all of our gay pals around the states and the planet, wherever you listen to this podcast. Any of yous that watch Unremarkable that might be, swinging for the same team, or, maybe you don't know what you are, and that's fine. Or maybe you're feeling like you're not what the whole thing. Call your dad. Call your dad, check in. You don't want to get that call, Dad did something. And you go, well, I got a few guesses. And, we all got our vices, I'll say. We're all knuckleheads from time to time. Pride Month. Very cool. Pride Month, obviously, is the month where corporations get to pretend to care for you. Get to pretend that you are not just a consumer. You're the one that they are projecting their quarterly profit off of this quarter. It is. February, they do that pretty heavy. And June, they do that pretty heavy too. And then we don't get to see it until around, October, November, December, right? Where they target Christians instead. Where they target atheists in October and Christians in December. And November. Christians get November too. They get 2 months, huh? Come on, guys. You're only targeted by corporations 1 month out of the year. They get 2, these Christians. I mean, the favoritism is at an all-time high. And thank God, too, because it used to be like 3 months in a row when Starbucks was relevant. When Starbucks was big and they were putting, words on cups. And, for whatever reason, media outlets were lobbying through Starbucks money because they were like, this is what people are talking about. It's never what people are talking about. It's never what people are talking about, by the way. Nobody actually and hey, if this needs to be a reality check, all 3 of you that watch this episode, so be it. Okay? Nobody gives a shit about Pride Month except the people that are being celebrated within the month. That's kind of it's not a bad thing. That's just what happens. Do you understand? In America, we're all about opposition. We're all about the ops. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Pride Month? February gets kind of rough. They pack in probably a month and a half into 29 days, which, you know, good for them. They get a lot of attention. I'm I wanted to say not picking sides here, but 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 everybody gets a lot of attention, and it's usually because some, you know, twat in a suit is going, everybody's talking about this, and for some reason half of you believe them, and they're going, well, everybody's saying AOC. Just don't pay attention to it. Listen, if you want to eat some pussy and suck some dick this month, and you just so happen to have a pussy and you just so happen to have a dick, or neither, I don't know how things work, good for you. We are rooting for everybody. Whatever makes you come. Really. We're out progressiving everybody by really not giving a shit. That makes us far more progressive than most outlets. Not having an opinion at all. I'm just happy you're happy. You know what I mean? If you're bisexual, good for you. You have lengthened the playing field time and a half. Good for you. That's great. You got to have a preference, though, when you're bi, no? Do you think? You got to. What? You don't love one of your kids more than the other? Bullshit. Bullshit. You love a peener in your mouth. You love it on your skin. You like what comes out of it. And, you know, there's nothing. We're proud of you. We're happy that you're happy. Okay? Some of you want to drown in vaginal fluid. Very cool. Like a rock star. Huh? From the 80s. You're high on Quaaludes and kind of inhaling some of that fluid. You know, and you're not like, you know, 2 inches deep in it, but you're, you know, I mean, you're mowing down. You're in business mode. So you want to, you know. Mowing down. Want to impress the gal, no? She's going to bring you home when you haven't gotten nose deep in that thing? Loser. Pride Month, guys. It's very cool. Really, this week has not been good to us on what available holidays that there are. And I didn't want to go on Pride Month because I felt like it was kind of baity. But, I mean, what a great time. Plus, we celebrate days, not months. But, you know, I mean, what are you going to do? It just has to happen. You may as well pick a day. And today's the day. I don't know what day it's supposed to be. The 12th. Supposed to be the 12th. Listen, you've made it halfway through the month being screamed at by your parents because, you know, your friends talked you into kissing Chad. Even though you're like new to the baseball team in town, you know. He goes, hey, I stole these from my dad. It's called Skull. Huh? You got a couple snus packets. Put a couple of these under your lip before you put my penis in your mouth. And it feels crazy, guys. Pride Month. Put a couple zins under your upper lip, you know, before you go downtown. Huh? A lot of menthol. Make sure you get the 0.6s too. You want them to get once you get one of those you know, genital doses of nicotine, you ain't going back. I'll tell you that. You're a smoker for life at that point. And you will need a cigarette after. We do have a good week for you guys. It's not all just about Pride. Anybody that has made it this far that does not care for the holiday, we apologize because we like you too. Okay? If you don't like the holiday, I mean, get a hold of yourself. Just don't pay attention to it. Isn't it fun, though? A straight white man telling you about Pride Month? Shameless about my sexuality. It's very, you know, stereotypical. But I'm proud of it, and you should be proud of yours. That's all I'm saying. Listen, we'll get the makeup going next year. It just can't be a spur of the moment thing, If I'm gonna Bowie out, then let's go big, huh? Make it look like I got an upper lip, I don't. I very much don't, and I don't want to do drag for an episode. That's a lot. You're caking my beard with your makeup and shit. It's just a mess. It's a god-awful mess. I don't want to wash up afterward. I'm probably waking up in the morning desperately trying to clean my face off before work because I don't want them knowing what I did. I'm sure a lot of you have felt the same way. I'm sure a lot of you have woken up in similar fashion. You're trying to scrub all that glitter off. You already know that you pulled the condom out, but you're checking again and again. You're paranoid. It's like the heebie-jeebies when you see a spider and you think one's on you and you think you're going to get, you've pulled it out of you, but you still feel like you're going to get home and your dad's going to find you, kicking around a condom out of your pant leg because you didn't, check. Outlaw Target, guys. Honestly, seriously, I know that they're trying to do their best celebrating you, but if anybody is to sell you a flag, you should tar and feather them. I think so. You can't be against capitalism and then buy a fucking pride flag off of Amazon. You can't bitch about billionaires and then go, well, this is about me. And you spend $18 on a flag that's, going to be obnoxious enough for you to hang from high enough on your porch. You look silly is all I'm saying. If we're going to live in this corporate hellscape and act like we're about the thing, being against these billionaires and shit, then quit buying fucking zany t-shirts from Walmart. What are you fucking kidding me? We've done 12 minutes on Pride now. We're going to get into the episode. We're still celebrating. We just got to get into the stories before it gets too late. We got to keep the lights on, but we got to turn them off at one point, okay? And that's how the cookie crumbles. Got to do it. It is a business, but hey, we're trying to run a business here, okay? If we sell you a couple Pride koozies, have a couple Bud Lights together, we are allies. I'll pay for them. How about that? I'll pay for them. That's how you know Dad's a friend. We've talked quite the amount of shit about JoJo Siwa. Today is going to be no exception. She has linked up, guys. We talked with Javi Bailon about Mickey Rourke, saying some choice words on the Big Brother program. In front of JoJo Siwa. And, JoJo needs to thrive on whatever kind of drama that she can, whatever she can stir up, huh? Whatever she can mac and cheese whip up. And with no exception. You should have kept Mickey Rourke on the show. That's your heel. Have you ever watched wrestling before? I don't watch wrestling, I haven't since I was fucking 9 years old. But you have to have a heel. You have to have a bad guy. And I'll tell you right now, not everybody is watching Big Brother in support for JoJo Siwa. I would hope that most weren't. JoJo, we told you. We wrote you the prescription. Is what you need to do. Okay? You need to lose yourself in the booze for a little while and find yourself. Because otherwise you find yourself doing this. What is this? On Pride Month, JoJo? On Pride Month, you're cuddling up with a straight white man. You're wearing a Carhartt shirt and sweats. Very unflattering, by the way. You're still dressing like a gay girl. There's no way that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. There's no way that this grown man, this adult man, doesn't know what he's doing. This is obviously a ploy. His tits are bigger than hers. They're built like pecs. And maybe you're more fit than me, and that's fine. I don't give a shit. I'm built like Dad. What? Yeah, I'm poor, okay? My fat percentage is higher than yours. I'm higher up on the BMI index. Oh, that's redundant, huh? I'm higher up on the BMI than you are, and you're a celebrity, and you grew up being a terrorized child, and then just went with it. When you just go with it, that means you learn nothing, by the way. That means you learn nothing. We're playing tennis together. I let him borrow my basketball shorts. Both of these pairs are mine. Fuck, I hate her. Oh my God. Guys, and hey, this is in support of Pride Month. I can hate JoJo Siwa on Pride Month because she don't know. Look at this smiling face that she probably ruined, huh? Look at this. This woman whose heart is, or whatever she is, broke the heart of this person, huh? Look at that bulge. Go down a little bit. Not bad. Have you been entered? Oh my God. JoJo, I wonder. Have you Pride Month dip into the cold plunge breath, huh? Prom night. I bet you haven't. It's different. I can tell you from experience. It's not just like shoving something in there like you're, trying to, hide the remote. Okay? It's much more intentional than that. It's like being stabbed. It's very much like being stabbed, by the way. It's very intimate. It's very intimate. It's exactly being stabbed. It's the exact same thing as being stabbed. I think it is being stabbed. It's just that they're not creating a new opening. JoJo Siwa's ex Kath Ebbs opens up star's new relationship with Chris Hughes. This is the broad? That's her ex? That looks an awful lot like her. I thought she was a colored. Oh. If the fucking boot fits, I guess. I thought she was a person of color, is what I was going to say. I thought she was more exotic than this, is what I will say. What's her name again? Kath Ebbs. Yeah, that's not a straight woman. That's not a straight woman. Kath Ebbs, certainly. I mean, leather jacket. It's got to be like only real motorcycle riding, I've been hunting philanthropists that are wearing leather jackets now. Or lesbians. Right? Lesbians went from fur is murder to like one of the only kinds of people on the planet that can wear a leather jacket and not get absolutely shit talked constantly. Right? That jacket screams, I eat pussy. And you sure do. Huh? Guys have put a real bad taste in the mouth of men with their track record with eating pussy. By the way, guys, it's right fucking there. Are women lying? Are women lying about guys being bad at it? Because it's got to be a fucking joke at this point. Listen, we're going to out progressive everybody yet again here on Unremarkable. And because of JoJo Siwa, this year's Pride Month is about straight white women. Okay? And and they're going to be proud, and they're going to make their children food with uncooked pasta being boiled in the same casserole dish as a whole brick of Velveeta cheese and some cut up pepperonis. She cut it in half because she's saying this is going to be a pizza casserole. I don't think she got all of her ratios down, but she did put a can of Prego in there. Prego? It's Prego. Yeah. Yeah, JoJo really ruined it. JoJo really ruined it. I hope to God the media eats this woman alive. I really do. At a certain point, I hope that inevitably once we get down to wartime, she deems herself fit to be a leader and tries thrusting herself as this white man did to her, to get on the inside of her into a group of people and as a leader. And they just, we'll stop there. Because I feel passionately. About this woman. And she's a phony baloney, if I can say that on air. She's a big fat phony. This broad. I don't care. When you haven't worked a day in your life. Jesus, man. Yeah. It's just unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that I've spent about 9 minutes talking about her now. I don't like myself for it. I'm not a proud man. Who should be proud of themselves right about now is Kurtz Adams Rosenthal's. The Olympian, canoeist. This man is an Olympian. I only found out recently, because I never thought about it before, that these Olympians are working jobs. That they're not just eating grapes and getting their dick sucked all the time. You're an Olympian. You're like, we should be holding these people to a standard that nobody else really can reach. Really. And this man, canoeist, I don't know what else to, I don't know what actually to call what he does. He's a rowboat team. It's a rowboat team. He's a canoeist. He's getting kicked off the team because of his OnlyFans, which, yet again, hear me out. I just found out that these guys are working 9 to 5s and like still finding the time to be in absolute peak shape, physicality to compete with the rest of the world. Okay? The rest of the planet. These are Olympians, guys. Shout out to Animal Olympics. We'll do a throwback. How is this man not being fed grapes and getting his ass eaten and his dick sucked all of the time? How is this man having to pose nude on OnlyFans? And then why are you kicking him out? Because being an Olympian does not pay you enough. How many poor Russians that are also part of a famous orchestra and an Olympic athlete, how many people have they stabbed to death in order to feed themselves on a day-by-day basis to practice? To make, rent, to keep the lights on. What do you expect of these people? They're actually laying their life on the line to compete for your country. I think Olympians get higher regard than soldiers. In my world, no, they're not going to war. But I mean, dude, what do you want from these guys? Look at him. It's like he doesn't even have legs. Do they sit crisscross applesauce in that thing?
They sit like this.
on their feet. Oh, fuck you. Yeah. No, pussy year round. Pussy year round. At least pay the man's bills. Move him to a facility. You know? I mean, hey, we had what? We had TikTok Mansion for a while, or Vine Mansion, or whatever that was. People that were famous on Vine, like all amalgamated into one living situation. All these guys were living in one mansion and making 6-second videos and everything. And you'll invest in that. They could piece together some money to where all these guys can live together and not be athletic, huh? But when it's an Olympian, when it's somebody throwing down for your country, you just what? So you can't show your dick on the internet? How unpatriotic. How unproud. What a disgrace. This man's an athlete. I need to see his penis. That's what I say. How hard's that dick work, Bubba? Huh? Let's show us, you know. Show us the what's under the hood there. That's what I say. We're going to make a calendar. Unremarkable will make a calendar. We're going to invite all the Olympians to do a nude calendar. And whoever shows up, shows up. We're only going to send one email per person. It's not harassment. I swear to God, we're going to invite you to the studio. If you want to pose nude for the calendar, it's going to be a huge fundraiser. It's going to be a huge fundraiser. And we'll petition to keep you in the teams that you're in as well. Because we want to fight for the people throwing down for our country. That's what we want to do here. Okay? We want to fight for you guys. And I just think there's something special about you. I haven't seen it yet. Huh? But I will. I'm gonna. I think we all should be ashamed of ourselves on letting this happen to an Olympian. Listen to me. We just a couple episodes talked about Bruce's piece. And that thing needs to go up in the Smithsonian. All right? I'm not going to hold back on that. It needs to happen. I wish to God we were starting petitions all the time for people to sign, because I bet you people get behind it. And I bet a lot of people let Kurtz get behind them. Huh? He's looking like Luigi Mangione, just in a backpack by a river, shirtless, letting it all hang out in JoJo Siwa's basketball shorts. So that there's a little imprint there, huh? Can't give them hoochie daddies. Then what are you putting out content for, you know? It's all fun and games. Until it catches up to you. So you can't hide from the truth. A lot of you can't hide from the truth. Tinder's no exception. Tinder is starting up a premium service in their app where you can see height. That's it. That's all I know about. I don't know if there's anything else to premium Tinder than that. It's just that you could see height. Are you fucking kidding me? Women run this planet, and we need to stop that. Huh? Who else is not only making this a function of a dating app, but a paid subscription? Tinder's new height preference feature is yet another bleak indicator of where romance is headed. No shit. No shit. I don't know what it is you think you want. I know that you don't know what it is. I know it's not that simple. Shout out Notebook. Listen, if height and weight are not part of like a mandatory part of a bio on a dating app, maybe don't fucking use it. Maybe you went from Snapchat to Tinder because they're a lot alike. Apparently, it's those were like buzzing, dude. What, 10 years ago? Yeah. Oof. And then for like 8 more years, and you guys never stopped using them. There hasn't been a need to replace Tinder. Do you understand? Because once it's cut down to the brass tacks, once it's an app that can get you something like immediate gratification almost, you're an addict. Are you not? Does nobody understand what an addict actually is? No. As long as you're not, putting a little bit of toot up your nose, as long as you're not shooting anything between your toes. Here's my poem. As long as all you care about is how far he grows, you ain't hoes. And I'm, not an advocate. You're hoes. All of you. All of you are hoes. Just admit it. It's okay. Listen, it's fine. We're proud people this month. We're all going to be proud about our sexual preferences and what kind of heathens we are. Huh? None of us are. That's the point of Pride Month, I think, is that none of us are getting into heaven. It's like they reached no vacancy up there. As of late, absolutely nobody is going to heaven anymore. Nobody's going. And I wish to God some of you would debate me on that. Of course I am. But I'm like, a perfect person that learns from their mistakes. And I just wish. I wish the world could be a little bit more like me, huh? Learning from mistakes and such. Speaking of not going to heaven, the pod advocate, which a month after a woman, I will say, successfully used the pod. A woman successfully used this Soups and Sides pod. And it doesn't, listen, I didn't get his name or anything, just an advocate. Wasn't the inventor or anything. Advocate. A pod advocate was imprisoned because a woman used this. What, did he help her fucking press start? And that was it? If that's as easy as it is to use the pod, sign me up, dude. Put one in the studio. Let's get going. If all it is a start button and that's it, oh my God. They just made it so much easier. It used to be so hard to kill yourself. It used to be so hard to kill yourself. You used to have to work up some courage. And probably be in an uncomfortable position, at least for a moment. And now with this technological breakthrough, and the government will come after you. The government will come after you for using this device or being an advocate of this device. It's like it's like the car that doesn't run on gas. You know what I mean? The pod, if compared to anything, is like the water-powered car, where the government's like, no, we can't let you have we can't let you have free range on that. We can't just let this be openly usable and accessible to the public, It's like free Wi-Fi or a car that runs on water. This pod that you comfortably sit in and die. Big on that. I'm pretty cool with that. 64-year-old American woman took her own life. I'm sure having to do with health problems, right? I mean, hey, in a perfect world, some of us just go, I'm done, I don't want to watch the rest of this. I don't want to watch the rest of Bambi. This movie's terrible. You ever walk out of a movie halfway through it in the theaters For anybody over 20 years old, you ever go to a theater and they start playing I Am Legend and you walk out of it because you didn't care for it? That's kind of like what depression's like, and being able to do something about it. And you go, meh. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And then people make fun of you like it's a food that you were too picky to eat. And they're like, I don't like it. And you're like, yeah, but it was terrible. You have to admit it was terrible, right? And they're like, well, yeah, life's fucking horrible. I don't know where this happened. Where did this happen? I don't know anything about this. But if it were in the States, I understand. If it were outside of the States and the woman was American, I guess I get that too. It's kind of like a UFO landing, huh? They'll just fucking bring you back. Dr. Willett died by assisted suicide in Germany. Well, Germany, actually, dude, the more I read about Germany, they worked it out, dude. They figured it out. They learned from their mistakes. They learn from their mistakes. And then they're trying to double down on, making it right. And I'm not mad at that at all. Okay? They were like, a few years ago, they're like, well, you took down the statues? Okay. And meanwhile, everybody here was like, you took down the statues? And it was somebody that they'd never even heard of before most of the time. And then they complain about taxpayer money going into things that we don't care about. And after them bitching about a statue that got taken down, paid by taxpayers, that they didn't know about this guy. But he's a general. He's a general surgeon. Dr. Willett had suffered psychological trauma following this arrest and detention in connection with the Switzerland death. Well, yeah. Listen, you know what's worse than watching somebody die? Everything in prison. Did he take him? They took him from Germany, or he came back to the States or something, and then he went to an American prison. He went to an American prison? A German prison?
Somewhere in Switzerland.
Oh, I mean, maybe he was a pussy.
Yeah, just a
Swiss prison, dude? Come on. You get to play pickleball in Swiss prison. It's like being a wealthy person in prison in America. I was on sitcoms. Let me play pickleball. I get a $500 allowance of candy. And nobody knows how much Zyn I'm doing. I'm a fan of this. I think that we could probably make these at home, these pods. Probably, right? Listen, let me dream. Let me dream. Because when we were kids, we would, we'd get some cardboard boxes and pretend they're spaceships and, whatever. Time machines, huh? Maybe I can make a soups and sides pod out of boxes. I bet you I can. I'm not an engineer, but I know a lot of them. Pretty easy. Pretty easy, I bet you. Critics fear that the device's modern design glamorizes. Are we fucking serious? And that the fact that it can be operated without medical oversight is concerning. If your concern is that it is going to be glamorized, that solves a lot of problems, glamorizing. How many wealthy people want to die in an upright and dignified position? They can pick their own time to go. Most of them, it'll be their fucking birthday. We need to glamorize it, is what we need to do. What are you talking about? I say, let's double the size of these pods and have it like a drop tank, like at a carnival, where once the first pod's job is done, they drop into a furnace, or like a water pod that would also, what's it called to turn yourself into ash? After death?
Cremation?
Cremate yourself. Top pod death. Drop. Somebody throws a ball at a bullseye attached to the pod, and it goes ding ding ding, and then you drop right into a secondary pod that turns you into ash, and then it spits out like a vending machine. It spits out a little urn, a nice little, maybe you can fit it in your pocket. Little urn. Okay? And we get to just line people up like, listen, if you're letting people get just married in Vegas at the Little White Chapel, then right next door needs to be the center. Right next door needs to be the pod center, and 5 people at a time can go in there. You do bookings, it's cool, you dignify it or whatever. Yes, glamorize it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you understand? If you're a writer, if you're an article writer for any fucking kind of digest, any kind of magazine, I don't think you actually understand how done everybody is with this life. I don't think you know, because you're going, are Brangelina gonna continue? How about what? Hey, everybody is going crazy over Benifer. No, dude, I could barely pay my rent and I want to put a gun in my mouth. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The American dream is spitting out a child and having it become an athlete and save you from your financial debt, the diversity you couldn't handle in your financial portfolio. And you hope to God that you're going to have a child that saves you, that saves your life to where you don't have to contemplate this ending over every night. Or being scared of having a seizure at work, and you fall flat down and crack half of your fucking mouth, the teeth out of your mouth, and then you can't afford to fucking put them back in there, so you got to keep working this shit ass job, and hopefully maybe one day, after your 20th year with the company, they surprise you with a pair of pearly whites, huh? And you already got enough circulation problems in your legs. By that time, all the other problems have outweighed the teeth. You kind of like not having them now. You like soup a lot. You like soup a lot. What you don't like is your life. And you just wish to God that you could lay down or stand up in any dignified position that you wish, which is possible now. And you just go night-night. Forever. It makes you proud. Huh? It's dignified. It's something to be proud of. It's going out on your terms too, which is really sticking it to God. And we really should be doing that because none of us are going to heaven, like I said. I don't believe this man. It's just another Weinstein. Weinstein or Epstein? Epstein didn't. Okay. Weinstein's alive. Been a year and a half I've been doing the news and I can't fucking remember anything at all. Yeah. Things keep changing. People keep doing the same shit. It's very predictable. And it just makes me more and more upset to confirm my belief. To confirm how actually terrible everything is. I know we're supposed to be proud people here this month. But maybe me reflecting on why we shouldn't be here's a Captain America stance. It should show you that we have more that we could be proud of. Huh? We can do better. We could do better, I think. I think Black Captain America would want that on Pride Month. I should have just done fucking makeup. I'm pissing all the fucking conservatives off on this one. Sorry, dude. We didn't have a lot to work with this week. Brittney Griner, this one will make you happy. Brittney Griner is upset about the WNBA having fans. Brittney Griner has been making a whole muck about the fact that you can't just peacefully play a quiet little baseball game anymore.
Basketball?
Yeah, she don't know. She don't know what she's playing. She's like, can I not just play badminton in peace? And you're like, Brittney, this is basketball. She's like, hey, I spent a year in a Russian prison. Maybe that's what we called basketball over there. Huh? And then she comes home and she's like, I'm going to be a daddy. Right? Right? I think she's part of a gay couple. I think that they adopted a child and she was like, I'm gonna be a papa. Which I want to say is all fine and well, dude. But, like, you know, you have to admit. I mean, if you want to be upset about social cues and the things that are going on and the, like, climate of everything and like, just tradition. You're complaining about tradition of a country that you live in, and it just doesn't go so well. You can't. What you totally can do. Here, let me lay this out. What you totally can do in America is adopt a child if you're a woman in love with another woman and maybe legally even married to her. What you can do is adopt a child, okay? What you can do is you could say that one of you is mom and one of you is dad. And you could totally do that. And you can do that for a while. What you're going to do at that point, your child is going to be beaten by other children, probably. Your child is going to be ridiculed by other children. And what you have to accept at that point is that it is your fault. That is your fault. Because your preference was being called dad. That was all you, dude. That was all you. What are we just going to protect Brittney Griner about this whole thing? No. Not what we do here. Listen, you could totally do all that. You could also totally maybe move to a state where maybe there's a Pops. Yeah, Pops. That's a fucking grandpa's name, by the way. How black do you think you are? Look at Brittney Griner. You are not Pops, bro. You're Daddy-O. You're fucking... Brittney, you're not that dark. And you're not... she's not trans, right? She's just a, D word. Brittney, we believed in you, man. I can't believe you did all this fucking weird, embarrassing shit since you've been back. I really can't. I don't understand it. I don't know what you're doing. Now and that's a real thing. Can we find that to the point where she's playing games and she's like, I miss the day where I could just play me a quiet little game of basketball. I miss me the old days back before I went to prison in Russia for doing something fucking stupid, by the way. You brought weed to another country, dude. America barely puts up with that now. And what you did was thank God you didn't go to Singapore. You'd have died via gunfire. Just being real here. Just being real. I don't think that's a fucking hot take at all. They would have had to have decided within a year of you being arrested if you got caught in Singapore, whether they were going to kill you via slow death in prison or via firing squad. It's insane. And now she's another person complaining about Caitlin Clark and saying, all of a sudden, these things, I think fans, they're called. I think they call them audience. I miss the day. I miss the old days when you could bring you a book to a WNBA game and sit down with a hot-ish pretzel. And somewhat melted cheese. WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place where you could bring your laptop and relax. Maybe even go get a little work done. What? Are we really? Dude, not even a college basketball game. Men's. Not even a men's college basketball game. Would you attempt to bring a laptop and just get a little work done? That's not a gay woman's game, by the way. Anybody bringing their laptop to get a little work done is because the stadium has decent Wi-Fi and he had to fucking drop you off to your little hobby. You know, your husband had to take you to your little hobby. Thank God that they have food, because then we can bring the kids. These guys are a pain in my ass. You know, they can run around the whatever. You can run around the seats, do drills on the bleachers. That's what I call it. They're not doing that. They're playing, you know, whatever fucking game kids are playing now. Get a little work done, huh? I mean, eject her. Just leave her in the dust. Don't let Brittney Griner. I mean, at this point, seriously, if we're gonna try and be serious about the WNBA, get rid of Brittney Griner. Just send her back. Return to sender. No. What if this is one way to get back into, you know, good graces with Russia without completely compromising ourselves? Sometimes you just want to hop on Excel. You know, get ahead of the day. Get ahead of the morning a little bit. You know, that's why they don't sell beer at WNBA games. They sell coffee and fentanyl and dental dams, and that's it. Hot pretzels. I'm sorry. I said we were going to have a good show here, but we have really nothing to be proud of this week. I don't think. I think we got nothing here. I just got fired up over and over again. This really is just, I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I lied. And it's a bad week, and sometimes it's going to be a bad week, and maybe you need to learn that before you go back to your mom's, and it's going to continue to be a bad week, and she's going to contribute to that, and don't tell her I said it. It's been a good week. We're going to keep the punches rolling here. We're going to keep you guys coming down here. Don't tell your mom about shit. Because, you know, maybe at one point she don't allow you down here. The court doesn't need to be I don't need to be quoted. Huh? Rest assured, next week we're going to be right back here. Kissing some titties, signing some babies, shaking some hands. Miss me?